That's enough of the start screen, though. I had watched this initial part. By which I mean I had created a character. I had not actually done anything else. I do like the pixel art. To a certain extent, it reminds me of, like Terraria or Starbound. That's not necessarily a negative, though. I have pretty fond memories of both of those. Mostly because of multiplayer. No, that's not true. Entirely because of multiplayer. I don't think either one is a game I enjoy without other people. I didn't really check these out too much. I assume that, well, health and defense is probably very relevant, mostly because it seems pretty likely that your early monsters that you get in addition to this one are not going to be especially tanky, which is why I am going to ignore that entirely and go with the eagle. And there's both a male model and a female model for the player character, and I went with the female one just because that's kind of my preference. We will go with the name Topo. And we will be needing to do a lot of murdering to get our monsters. I wonder if we can die in this. Oh, okay. The controls were. Oh, that is neat. Okay, so cannot quite get over that. It strikes me, I probably should have actually paid attention to what element the slime is. But it looks like I didn't actually need to, because it has the info on that on screen. That is extremely good. So you get eggs by murder. And it's fairly easy to do everything. Oh, interesting. the blob also has a heal. That was unexpected. Okay, I'm guessing that eventually we'll get AoE attacks, but right now we don't have any. Ooh. These blobs have an actual water attack, which we don't have otherwise. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Oh, they also have regen of some kind. Oh, we have regen of some kind as well, never mind. It seems like that might just be for our MP. The bird has pretty costly abilities as far as that goes. Bug? Well, we can't really take out either one immediately, but we can get the Rocky down a little bit. Well, that's good. Oh no, stop punching the slime. And if I had thought of it, that's probably what I would have named it. I wonder if having closer to full health at the at the end of the fight is worthwhile. I'm gonna give that a shot. Maybe. Oh, nice. Okay, but first, let's get our magma pillar. A fire caterpillar. Now, if this were Pokemon, I would probably do something like Butter Fry. Or, you know, like Texas State Fair or something. Actually, Texas State Fair sounds like a good name for this one. Damn it. Now, the reason for that is, of course, deep fried butter. Which it's one of those things of... you need the explanation of why I got the name in the first place in order for it to make any sense whatsoever. And that's fine. I'm actually perfectly fine with that. So... what I'm looking at now is kind of the further spots in the tree, and it kind of feels like, okay, no, explosion eventually gets goddamn ridiculous. But when I was initially looking at it, it seemed like, you know, lightning bolt. Partially because we've not run into anything that's especially strong against lightning, was going to be the more powerful option. But we might eventually have enough skills to do much of this. We'll see. I mean, obviously these need, you know, like level 10 plus, so we'll be able to get a lot of these. Oh, and ours doesn't have... No, it's over here. Bubble burst. Huh, I wonder if you need both of these. Presumably you would. Oh yeah, there's a direct link, so... Okay. That... I wonder if that is synergistic with this, just providing an additional set of attacks each time. Because that's one of those things that it would really make... oh, yeah, it doesn't have skill points yet. It would really make that quite powerful. Well, that seems good. This actually seems rather interesting. God damn it. So we got a punchy fist weapon. Now everybody starts off with a stick for some reason, and presumably because it's a Dragon Quest reference. Now, as they are our front party member, as they have the most health as everything else, I'm gonna, and because they're our big damage dealer, I'm gonna stick that on Topo. Oh, actually, we want this on Topo more than we want that, because... And I think we probably want the Cestus on Texas State Fair. Still glad I chose that dumbass name. Oops. Ah. And... Well, actually, I probably want to give it to the Blob, just so that the Blob has, Huh. That is good to know, that every monster has something different. I wish you could just, like, do a quick swap, though. Oh, and the level 2 explosion will nearly kill everything. Oh, it's a lightning bird. So this next turn we will heal, and then burn this enemy. Explode the enemy. Excellent. Now, some level of Thunderbird or, you know, something of the sort. And, like, you know, for like context here, what my brain is going through is it when, you know, like Thunderbird, and then, you know, well, Bird's close to Bert, there's Bert and Ernie, and, you know, just various movies with Ernie, and ultimately that was kind of fruitless. But this is the process I kind of go through for when I'm thinking of, you know, monster names and like Pokemon and stuff, and it's one of the reasons why I tend to have somewhat eccentric names. Another one that I was thinking of is, like, you know, Valero, the gas station company. I think Valero, the word, is also like, it means something, I just can't remember what the hell it means. I was thinking of probably something else. Because I was thinking that it was close to one of the words, like a horse rider or some shit. Cowboy. Probably one of those things where it's close, but not... It's close in my head, but not actually close. That happens fairly frequently. Since it is electric-based, I'm just gonna go with Blanca. Now we do have this, but I think I'm gonna grab the Magic Proc passive. Now, for the record here, I do believe that will mean that it is not a 35% hit, although it might be equivalent. Obviously, I don't think that's gonna, you know, effectively double this thing's damage, but I think it'll be worth it all the same. Ah, this is entirely a physical monster, which tracks with what its stats are. And it is a giant killer. So we'll probably be using a lot of Featherstorm with it. I'm actually a little bit surprised that the this does eliminate our healing, but that's probably fine. Now our bird has the least defense, and that's kind of expected. Yeah, I don't... not quite get up there. And now our bird will have perfectly fine defense. But, it seems like the team mortar isn't really moved around any, so... Probably should have killed those, Vios? I don't know. This might actually be worth it just on the basis of we do have 2 physical attackers. Even if, oh, that actually just puts those in parity. Interesting. Probably worth it to kill the one right off the bat. I do wonder if the barrier on our side would be worth it for this. Tough to tell, really. Like, it'd probably be worth it turn 1, but would not be worth it subsequently, just as Might's probably only worth it turn 1. And it's probably more worth it if we are using more of our physical attacks than if we're doing, like, a lot of magic. Orb. Excuse me. Interesting. I hadn't noticed the lack of retreat option. I don't think it'll be very likely to be worth it just on the basis of, well, our Eagle's good version is magic-based. But hey, we were able to take out one of the blobs, turn 1. Though, as it turns out, we probably should have focused on that Rocky. It's actually a fairly satisfying noise, in my opinion. So I think what the health bar was showing there was that even if we did beating, we would have won just on the basis of the burn would have killed the other enemy. That doesn't really clarify what the fuck a shield is. Although it seems like it might be preventive rather than... and in that case, giving State Fair a more defensive things seems like it would be worthwhile. Ah, and that's actually a pretty strong shield. That seems like that would be worthwhile long term, just because that attack number is going to go up for him. And this is the other element that the slime has access to. Interesting that this actually becomes a little bit weaker with its second level on a per hit. Since we don't otherwise have access to water magic. I think and here we need to... I assumed they were going to be Kashi's hate siths. They are lightning resist. Given the quantity, might not be a terrible idea to yeah, that makes the explosions quite a bit stronger. I think in this case it's more useful to get them down as quick as possible rather than faff about with killing them. Jesus. And I think we need to throw up a shield. Okay, no. I was curious what the rearrangement in this context, and it just, you can move your abilities around on this page. Oh, nice. Oh, so eventually you can get this thing buffing up everybody for basically everything. I think just based off the fact that a lot of our stuff right now is strong to fire, or wind rather. Walnut. Okay, again, I'll go through my thought process here. My first thought is, okay, you know, cat's worth, various cat-type puns. But then I went over to, well, you know, it's a big sword they're holding. So I went with, you know, my brain was thinking FF8 characters. And that would work with, you know, the whole maybe I'm a lion thing. My brain got caught on Cypher, and I think I'm gonna go with that just because nothing else really sounds quite as good in my head. Oh, neat. I wonder if those are permanent things. Well, that's actually a reasonably strong both offensive and utility set. The drop in the base damage actually feels kind of bad. Oh, but it does let you get to a ability that hits everybody. Interesting. I think we're gonna go with that and bumping claws. And since it just has a crappy weapon and that actually isn't a good one for it, because it does want its it does want its magic for its regen. I just failed to jump a second time there. Dang. Almost, but not quite. No, I guess it did. That takes place before the other team's turn. Oh, and we can select the level for things. That's good to know. Especially right now when our regen is not the best. I should probably move one of the regen items off of the off of State Fair and onto, say, the Cat Zerker. I might be doing a fair bit better by swapping out State Fair for Blanca. Just because then Blanca's might buff would go over even better. Well, it does want both crit and seems like we almost always are coming in from the left side, so, or the right side rather. Okay, so don't appear to be able to get up there. Well, the Cat Zerker really wants that. I guess too bad. Ah, that is how we get the retreat items. So let's get Might Cast. And then we can go about killing these enemies. Oh, it has innate regen? That seems real good. Even if it's just an option for innate regen, that's quite powerful. It also looks like being in the back, being behind things, prevents some level of damage on physical attacks. So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, the additional mana regen on our cat definitely seems to be real worth it. And here what I was thinking is some variation on Yeti. And of course that brings to mind, like, you know, and yet I don't remember the fucking thing. What? And yet she persisted, I think it is? Persevered or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't think that's going to necessarily get anything useful as far as the name goes. There is, of course, you know, variants on Abominable Snowman, things of that nature. Ice puns aren't really my specialty. I think this can be seen by when I do, like, Pokemon starters. I never remember the name I've given to various, water starters, but the, like the Fire Pig, I still remember calling that one Pignite. No, let's go with the much shorter. Oh, it only came at level 3. It uses a mix of interesting. So you then want to give this monster your various plus HP stuff. Wait, that's on a physical. Why is plus MP damage on a physical? I guess because that's where the AoE ability comes in. Although there's also an AoE Thunder. Oh, and it is a Phoenix, so... Okay. Since we are tending to use the explosion right now, I think Attack Plus might be a good one. Better healing sounds good. And grabbing a passive to let our oh, this is actually where we needed to go. Hmm. I wonder if it's worth it to cast Might. It seems like it's probably worth it to cast Might. Interesting that even with the weakness, the explosion is just straight up stronger on these enemies. Well, in that case, it makes sense to get the 2 attacks. That would have really hurt if that was on our Phoenix. So it does seem like there is some level of, you know, you kind of need to pay attention and get things ordered correctly. I'm not real sure that this is going to stay a stream game, but I mean, that is a fairly decent increase, but the combo buffing seems a bit more powerful. Since I have no idea how difficult that one will be... Oh, we missed a chest. And I'm feeling a little bit inclined to make this a slightly shorter stream anyway. Oh, okay, so the leftmost one is out in front regardless. That's good to know. Though a little bit, perhaps counterintuitively, the order with which you you select via L1 and R1 is based off of their actual current position rather than a static, like, 1, 2, 3 type deal. Okay, so that works how I expected it to. That is good to know. It's not based off of your number of attacks, it is based off of your you selecting an attack. Nice, an additional egg. That limit for how long our bird buddy can hold us is relatively low. Ah. So at the moment we don't have any way of interacting with that. And we, to the best of my knowledge, don't have any type of slide or anything. Oh, wait. The map says we have a hidden wall there. So we just need to kind of pay attention. And that's actually very helpful that it mentions the amount of damage reduction your defense applies. Robe not included. And this is easily done with our various That actually sounds pretty interesting. So I think to actually get that, we will need to come from above. Okay. That might be something that needs an earth monster. I thought it was worth it, maybe, you know, seeing if we could get it by hitting the flight as low as possible. Did not seem to be the case, but it is what it is. Might actually seems like it's very much worth it with this party. I wish there was like a bit of carryover with combos turn to turn. Make it worthwhile to do low damage, but well, low damage per hit, but lots of hits thing. Towards the end of a turn. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a skill of some monster. Just, you know, eventually be able to carry over, say, half of your combo turn to turn. Or it could be like an artifact or something of the sort. So it does seem at the moment like levels don't happen super frequently. Like, they're definitely fairly frequent, but ah. That sustain ring seems pretty decent for, I don't know why. Oh, you need to wait for the ash to go away as well. So there's this tutorial area that I missed out on. Ah. And that's actually a static key. Actually, just getting around this area kind of sucks. Whether we have our bird out or not. So I suspect towards the bottom of this... Damn. What I was saying there is, towards the bottom of this will probably be another teleporter, but that might actually be a little bit closer than... Yeah, it's tough to tell. And yeah, we have a skill point. I'm not really concerned about it at the moment. Okay. So going over to Old Burn was the Not just correct path, but only path available to us. Interesting that that's not just, the button for, L1 and R1, but also the, button for, L2 and R2. I think I'm gonna take out the Rocky, just... because we can take out one enemy fairly easily. Interesting, the weakness doesn't really help us here. At least not for our Phoenix, anyway. I will get around to using those skill points eventually. At the moment, though, we don't really need them, so I think I would prefer to keep them unused. Ah. I really lucked out as far as which way I end up heading. I do wish I could make Bird just drop me. A golem. Or a dwarf. One of the two. Probably a golem. Well, let's get Might out. Let's also get Regen out on everybody. I mean, these will do the same amount of damage, but the crit damage is potentially changed on one versus the other. This will result in a higher combo multiplier, which will help with Claw's damage. Yeah, our cat is really our chief source of damage at the moment. Interesting that buffs don't seem to go away. So at the start of big champion fights, it's extremely worthwhile to get your buffs up. That's annoying. Also annoying is the fact that the golem has kind of focused on the cat relative to everything else. Darn, we didn't get a golem egg. Stay a while and listen. Ah. Oh, interesting. I suppose that is a good balance measure to make it so you don't just grab a million, say, potatoes and have an unkillable monster. But also, on the other hand, it probably is a sort of competitive countermeasure to help make it so that, well, you as player know that you don't need to invest, for example, 1,000,000 potatoes. But of course, there's probably stronger buffing items later on that are equivalent to, or provide much stronger buffs than these potatoes and carrots and walnuts and such give us. I actually kind of wish that they were just straight up another accessory slot so that you would buy them once and not need to repurchase them as necessary. Ah, that's why we couldn't get through. Might's one of those that feels like it's worth it most of the time now. Which is interesting, given that it did not feel especially worth it when we first obtained it. Yeah, Featherstorm also is something that seems worth it even when the enemy is resistant to it, just because it increases everybody else's damage so much. Although in that case we got lucky with a crit rather than actually deserving our victory. Oh god, Tengus. Oh, there's upgraded versions of items. I wonder if that means that there are potato plus ones. Oh, so what that's telling me is that eventually the Monster Sanctuary, this place, is going to get invaded. And then we won't have access to these merchants or these shops or anything of the sort. Presumably, though, there will be a next level set of shops and stuff that replace it. That's actually a fair amount of health. And that's really not that bad as far as an item to reset skills. The food items are pretty inexpensive as well. So I have to assume, since she has one of the bloodline monsters, that she is going to either die or be story relevant. Oh, upgrading stuff is extremely worth it. Good to know. Okay. And that's where we will go for at least one champion monster. This music. Oh, that actually seems pretty good. This music seems pretty strange. the online arena. And we need a better jump of some sort to do anything there. Being weak to Earth is actually something we don't really have much in the way of being able to deal with. We also don't have much in the way of being able to deal with the kind of ridiculous damage this guy's putting out. Might be a good idea to go for combo in this case. Fortunately does not... I don't know why he's going after our cat so much. He is literally not attacked anybody else. Probably would have been better to go with the explosion there, but... And actually, I keep thinking beating is like 2 attacks, but it's not. That actually didn't go anywhere near as bad as I expected it to. Especially given that it's been a while since I actually used skill points. And that's how we get that, but we still can't get through to that one. I do wonder if that plus 10% healing would be best on a HP focused Yeti. That 4% per turn that it can get innately is seems like that would potentially be a fair bit more than even regen, and it of course stacks with regen. And, well, actually the equipment was what I wanted to check out. Because we could do that, and since it's based off HP, yeah, a hide +1 and the other hide, and stuff them full of potatoes for an additional 180 health. 4% of which would be not that much, but... $50 or so. But 50 stacking with the regen. I guess it's one of those things if it depends on... Ah. How much the various passives end up helping. Well, Glory would be pretty good. And of course this would be pretty damn strong passive for an HP focused Yeti. I don't know, that seems like it could be pretty solid. I think though that that is going to be it for me. Did I double tap that button?